Okay, so what I did is I made it to where we can save and load the position of a player. So if I just move over to this corner and I save, in the bottom it's good. I just have a log where it's just showing that was saved in the position. And if we go back to somewhere like here, it'll load it. So what I did is I have, if we go up here, I have the UI. I don't know. I'm still kind of new to fiddling with the UI. But we have an object for the player manager, just so that works independent of the player. I actually don't. Where is it? Yeah, it's just empty. It's in scene. And then we have the player. And then we have the player data. So for our player data, we're making it serializable just so that it can save and load. But we have the X, Y, and Z, and then we have a constructor for the player data with the X, Y, and Z, and then we get the position and convert it back into a vector3 object. And then in our data manager, what we're doing is we have our player data. The data manager is basically what saves and loads the data from the other script. And we make a path for the file to store. And then we go through the persistent data path, which is consistent across sessions. So we could go in, save, quit, and then we would still have that save. I hope. And then we serialize the position and write it to a JSON file. And in our save function, we get the current position of the player, and then we create a player data object with the position, and then we convert the player data object to the JSON format. Then we write the JSON data to the file, and then just to make sure we did it, we have a log that's going to say we saved it, and that's going to show the position to make sure the position's right. The position is just kind of another thing to make sure it actually got the position, and that's not just running this function and not getting the position. And then to load, we first check if the file exists, and then we read off of the file, and then we deserialize. Then we set the player position to the saved position from the file, confirm the loading, and then here we're just seeing if we have it, or if we don't, just say that we don't have it. And then when this one's just my default little player control I do. But again, when we do this, or I guess it would be better to explain first that the buttons are, so we go to the save button. If we go to the player manager object, we're running off of the player data manager script on the save player data function on that. So this button is running this function, and the load is doing the same. So they're each doing that one function off of that script on the data manager. So again, if we go here and we save, it's going to show in the bottom that it's saved and what the location is. And if we go somewhere else and hit load, it's right back to where we saved.